Imagine this. A baby enters the world knowing absolutely nothing about language. No words, no grammar, no dictionary, nothing. And yet, a few years later, that same baby can understand hundreds of words and hold conversations. How does that happen? How do babies learn their very first words? The answer is actually incredible. Because babies start learning language long before they can speak. Even as newborns, babies are already listening. Every voice, every sound, every conversation happening around them. To adults, it sounds like normal speech, but to a baby, it's a giant puzzle, a never-ending stream of sounds they have to figure out. At first, babies don't know where one word ends and another begins. Imagine hearing this, "Hello, how are you today?" over and over again, without spaces, without subtitles, without explanations. That's basically what language sounds like to a newborn. Yet somehow, their brains start finding patterns. Scientists discovered that babies are incredibly good at noticing repetition. When they hear certain sounds again and again, their brains pay attention. Mom, milk, ball, dog. Those sounds keep appearing, and slowly, the baby begins recognizing them. Around 6 months old, babies start understanding more than most people realize. They may not be able to say words yet, but they can often recognize familiar names and objects. In other words, they're secretly learning long before they start talking. Then comes one of the cutest stages of human development, babbling. Ba-ba, da-da, mama. To parents, it sounds adorable. To babies, it's practice. They're experimenting, testing how their tongue moves, how their lips work, how different sounds feel. Think of it like a scientist running experiments, except the scientist is wearing diapers. Every babble teaches the brain something new. Little by little, the sounds become more controlled, more intentional, more meaningful. But hearing words isn't enough. Babies also need to connect words to the world around them. Imagine someone keeps saying the word apple. If you never see an apple, the word means nothing. So babies watch constantly. They watch faces, hands, objects, everything. A parent points at a dog and says, dog. The baby looks, stores the information, and hears it again later, dog. After enough repetitions, the connection forms. Sound meets meaning, and a word is born. What's amazing is that babies don't learn language alone. Humans are social creatures, and language grows through interaction. When adults smile, respond, and talk to babies, learning happens faster. Even simple conversations help. Yes, even those one-sided conversations where the baby answers with random noises. Then one day, something incredible happens. The first word. Maybe it's mama. Maybe it's dada. Maybe it's something completely unexpected. But for the baby, it's a huge moment. For the first time, a thought inside their mind becomes a word, and that word reaches another person. It's one of the biggest milestones in human life, because language changes everything. Once babies learn words, they can ask, share, explain, learn even faster. One word becomes 10. 10 becomes 100. 100 becomes thousands. And all of this happens without formal lessons, without textbooks, without exams, just through listening, watching, playing, and interacting with people they love. When you think about it, learning a first language might be one of the most impressive things humans ever do. A baby starts with silence and ends up understanding an entire world built from words. So how do babies learn their first words? Not through magic, not through instruction manuals, but through millions of tiny moments, listening, observing, practicing, and connecting with the people around them. And from those tiny moments, a voice is born.